Hello, Rough Rider Nation, and welcome to this edition of the Rider Report. I'm Brad Clifford, the athletic director here at Yavapai College, and I'm joined today by Doug Eastman, the head softball coach here at YC. Doug, welcome back to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you. We started the 2019 softball season with a 4-1 record at the Coyote Kickoff Classic in Henderson, Nevada. We had victories over number 7 ranked College of Southern Idaho. We'll talk about that in a minute. College of Southern Nevada, Snow College, and Utah State University Eastern. And the lone loss coming to the hands of perennial powerhouse, number 14, Salt Lake Community College. And we were in that game, and we can talk about that as well. So, Doug, give us your assessment here of this last 4-1 record over the weekend.
Well, I mean, if you just look at the record, 4-1, most coaches would be pleased out of the gate with that kind of success. You know, I look at it in a different way. You know, I'm looking at, what's that going to project down the road? You know, how we play into when we play the top competition, how's that going to be? And quite frankly, I seen excellence in our hitting, fielding, pitching at times. I was very pleased at times on what they did. But other times, when you look at the whole weekend, coming out 4-1, we gave up 34 free bases. Right. And, when you look at 30 walks and 4 hit batters in that amount of time, that's 6 or 7 free bases every game we played. Lucky enough, our offense was good enough and our defense was good enough, and our pitchers made pitches when they had to get out of jams. But it's not the recipe for success. So, Brad, I think that's the area that we have to shore up. We got to throw more strikes and challenge the hitters a little bit more.
So offense was pretty good. We obviously talk about a lot of home runs with Yavapai College. Who played well for us offensively?
Well, I mean, Shaylee Alani was fantastic, and there's a left-handed hitter that can hit for power, average. She hit 500 on the weekend, had a couple of really big home runs for us, and led our team with RBIs over the weekend. And then, Bama, our third baseman, she did a fantastic job. She had some really big hits for us, and Michaela Marquez from Colorado in left field came up with some great hits. So right now, it's kind of an interesting situation. Our freshmen are really carrying us, right, and our sophomores haven't got it going yet. But I don't worry about them. They're a proven commodity, and it's only a matter of time to where they jump in and do some damage. So, pretty pleased with our lineup up and down. Jessica, a young lady that played first base, had some huge hits for us too. So I feel pretty good about our offense, Brad.
So we'll go back to the pitching here a little bit. The pitching you said it was up and down a little bit, more good than bad, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. Who's throwing well for us?
Well, I think Shay Pinner really impressed me. She had great poise out there. She won the game against CSI, number 7 in the nation, with her first collegiate effort out there. So that's not easy to do. So I was really impressed of the way she handled things. And then I seen with Kendra, I seen some brilliance. And with Zoe, I seen some brilliance at times. But again, young pitching staff, they probably had some nerves going. The adrenaline was pumping. I think they'll settle down. I'm not worried about it, but I think for the most part, coming out 4-1, they did a great job for the first weekend. Yeah,
that is a good job for the first weekend. So moving forward, what are we looking forward to this team?
Well, again, I think we're going to be an offensive-oriented team. We're going to score a lot of runs like we have in the past. It's kind of our forte. We don't play a lot of small ball. Eventually, we just figured that we're going to punch one out and get some quick runs on you. So I don't think we're ever out of a game.
Right.
But having said that, as important as offense and as important as defense is, it's going to boil down to how our young pitchers settle down and do their job. And I tell them that on a daily basis, that you can win a lot of games during the regular season with average pitching, but when it gets to the crunch time and postseason, pitchers have to be the focal point of this team,
right,
and they got to put up some zeros. We can't continue to win games 15-10,
right,
Brad. I always like to say, pitchers, to have a good outing, they have to not give up more than 3 in 7 innings. And if they can do that, we'll always have a chance to win a game. So that's the goal I'm putting on them, 3 or less, no more than 2 walks per 7 innings. And that's something that I'm going to put on their plate, and I have a good feeling that they'll get it done.
So you talked a little bit, we're never out of a ball game. We're one swing away from being in the ball game. And I think that wasn't seen more than in the Salt Lake game. we took a deficit there early, and then we hit a home run, and now we're right back in the ball game. So just one swing away, and we're right there.
Well, and I think the strange thing is one of our players that led the weekend in home runs is our number 9 hitter. So when you think about that for a second, we have power in every part of the lineup. A lot of teams say, wow, we're going into the 7th with our 7, 8, 9 hitters. Yeah. Well, our 7, 8, 9 hitters can do what our 2, 3, 4 hitters can do. Right. And so that balance with power that can get you at any given time is going to be really good for us as the season goes on. And then, doesn't mean we don't hit base hits too, but it's just a dynamic. It's like watching the Warriors play. They can hit 6 3-pointers in 45 seconds, and suddenly you're down by 14. Right, and I think we have that same capability with our offense.
So everything goes back to the Warriors, obviously.
Yeah, well, me and my Warriors, yeah.
So let's go back to real quickly to the Southern Idaho game. First game of the season, you guys take an early lead. Mm-hmm. They battle back, and even in that 7th inning, I'm sure you were on pins and needles a little bit, and we finally got that final out.
Yeah, well, again, that was one of those things where Shea started the game, did fantastic job. We actually had a comfortable lead going into that late innings. I think it was 8-2, and we put one of our other young pitchers out there, and she was a little nervous, couldn't hit her spots, and got herself into a little bit of trouble, and we had to bring Shea back in to the game to finish, and we made a mistake in left field and dropped a fly ball and gave him 2 runs, and then we did a couple of other silly things that kind of got him back in the game. But it really wasn't as close as it ended up. I thought we kind of dominated that particular game against CSI, and quite frankly, it should have ended up 8-3. But a win is a win early on in the season. It's not necessarily the case late in the season. I don't use that philosophy. But a lot of new teammates out there, a lot of young, 13 freshmen. Let's get better each day, and in the meantime, let's steal a couple of those.
Yeah, and that's a good win to steal.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk a bit about a lot of people want to help Yavapai College softball. A lot of people want to say, how can we help Yavapai College softball? How can they do that?
Well, it's really important because, there's so many expenses, and we're real fortunate here at Yavapai College, and we have a lot of resources to get us through to the year, but there's always extra things. There's always extra money accrued in travel and equipment and recruiting. Mm-hmm. We have so many scholarships that we can use, but if we can have somebody come forth and say, I want to designate a scholarship for somebody that's coming in business, or somebody that wants to do physical therapy, or whatever their passion is, we can actually accept those things for a person coming in. So, I think our parents do a great job with donating what they can to our program. But if we can get some outside sources, just our fans, just people that want to see Yavapai softball succeed, donate to our program, boy, it just makes it so much nicer for these young athletes to succeed.
I think another, expense we have is field maintenance as well. We don't own the field. We're fortunate the city of Prescott lets us use it, and we have a great partnership with us, but there's a lot of maintenance that goes in there to that field as well.
Well, there sure is. When you look at, we use a little different dirt than the city does, so we have to buy dirt. We have to buy turfus for the field, some different things, some conditioners and different things for the field to keep it going, and scoreboard maintenance and all those kind of things that we have to do. Boy, it's a blessing when we can get someone that understands that and can help us out in those areas.
Right. So you can donate. Anyone can go to www.goroughriders.com. By the way, that's a brand new website for us, so go and check that out. But find the donate link, and that will connect you to the donation page, and you can donate to softball, you can donate to baseball, soccer, volleyball, or general athletics in general. So, Doug, we want to thank you for your time. Thanks for being here. We're looking forward to the season. We go into Yuma this weekend. Yeah. Got a tournament again. We're going to face CSI again, Southern Idaho again, face Eastern Utah again, and then a couple of new ones, Luna Community College, Highland Community College.
Yes.
And I don't know the third. I don't remember.
El Paso. Texas,
That's
El Paso, and then Highland is out of Kansas, and so we get a little different flavor there from across the states, and hopefully we can play well again, Brad.
Absolutely. Schedules can be found on the Go Rough Riders site, along with the results and featured stories. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and as we move into this spring season, always Go Rough Riders.
Bye-bye.